My name is David Reyes Jr. and I'm the coordinator for the Student Technology Assistance Center here at Wright State University. The Stac was created around 2001, mainly as a place where students could access computers and printers. Since then, we've evolved into a facility that now allows students to be able to create videos, do Photoshop, create audio recordings, do presentations, and a lot more. The Stac provides students with a lot of unique pieces of software and equipment here at the Stac. Let's say, for instance, a student wanted to record a video. They would be able to use this exact space, which is what we call the pod, where students have access to a green screen wall. So right now this is actually just a green screen, but I'll have changed it to a different background. We have some studio lights so that way you're able to see me clearly, and we have a very nice video camera that has a microphone attached to it, so that way you're able to use that for a project. We also have in the same room a really nice microphone for students to be able to record any kind of voiceover for a project, perhaps doing a complete audio recording, maybe making a podcast. That's something that students like to use the space for. We also provide students with a space that if they're taking any online classes, they're able to come in and be able to do that. We have dedicated computers that have webcams, nice headphones and nice microphones, so that way if you're taking an online class that you need to communicate with the instructor or other classmates, you can do that. In that same space, if a student needs to do an interview over something like Skype, they can do it there. We also allow students to be able to take online exams in that space. Outside of the Stac, we provide students with the ability to check out equipment downstairs at the circulation desk. The same place where a student would check out textbooks, you'd be able to go and check out different kinds of cameras and audio recorders. If a student has any questions about the equipment, they'd be able to come and ask us for assistance, and we'd be able to help them figure out how to use it. But we want to make sure that students have the ability to make projects and interact with technology here in our actual space, but also when the students take stuff with them home. So that's how we try to support our students here at the Stac. If a student wanted to check out a piece of equipment, they're able to check that out for about 3 days at a time. Usually that's enough time to be able to capture a video or take photographs. And then of course they bring that stuff to the Stac and we help them use those to create something new. We don't have many statistics right now about the Stac. That's something that we just started to do recently. What I can say, at least in a more general sense, is that we have noticed a lot of the students, once they find out about the Stac and what services we offer, that they always come back. We've had students that came in to get assistance that over time became student workers in the space, and actually a few that actually ended up becoming staff members here in the library. So that kind of shows you just how important it is for the students to recognize this space as somewhere that they can go for resources. And hopefully it's a testament to the fact that they at least enjoyed the interaction and the ability to access technology here at the Stac. In terms of any advice that I could give to LEAP students, I would definitely say to make sure that regardless of how comfortable you are or maybe how nervous you are to use technology, to do a presentation, to make something new, to not let that affect your ability to get an assignment done. There's always the extra barrier, of course, of the English language and you having to learn that and using a different language to communicate. But the nice thing that I've noticed is that regardless of how many languages you may know, students are always nervous to do the projects. So even though someone might be able to speak English a little bit better, they're still just as nervous to get in front of a group to teach or present for a class. and that includes staff members here at the library as well. I've gone to many classes now to speak in front of them, and it's always a challenge every time I do it. But the focus is really just on the research and the amount of time that you put into knowing the topic that you're going to present on. And I think that you can do that regardless of any kind of language barriers you may have. I also want to let students know that one of the other resources we have here in the library is called the Presentation Practice Room. That is a classroom that has the same technology that a student would have access to when they go in front of the class. It's the same kind of technology that an instructor uses when you go from class to class. The room allows you to go in there, bring your presentation on the screen, and actually go through the process of practicing it. A lot of times when you have a presentation, you're limited to about 10 minutes, and a lot of times you're also working with a group. So that's a good way for you to practice, to figure out if your presentation is long enough or maybe too long, to work on any kind of movement, making sure that you're speaking to your audience and not looking back at the board, which is a very important thing. And I know that that's, once a student has used the presentation practice room, even just once, they're able to really see how much of an impact that has had on their presentation compared to maybe if they've done presentations prior to that. And so that really helps to build your confidence. So I definitely recommend LEAP students that they check out that space as well. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's helpful for the LEAP students in the class. And I hope that regardless of whether or not you use the Stac for this assignment, that you definitely stop by to check us out. Thank you.